Okay, everybody. Um, the spring anime season has started. For my first, glance, pretty good. We're off a good start here. We got a some guy did Full Alchemist got a new anime coming out. Just saw it. Pretty good. But that's not what this video is about. Now, before I get into this, after this one, I'm going to watch Dorohedoro and do a review. Now, it's 3 episodes, so I'm just going to watch all 3 episodes and give my general aspect of it because I've read the manga, so I know what happens. So I'm just going to give you like the whole gist of what I thought about this 3 episodes for season 2. This. Oh my god. Okay, this is one anime that, from my personal point of view, if this was not in the same season as Jujutsu Kaisen and Freenin and all the others that came out, more people would be talking about it. I am, of course, talking about Sentenced to Be a Hero. Now, it is in my opinion that this series is very original. It's very original to a certain extent. It's original with what it's trying to convey through its world building, building of the world and the environment and the different organizations involved, the whole shebang. It's very original. And as far as characters are concerned, it's very original. But I just saw the last episode. That episode is all kinds of freaking shocking. Shocking up the ass. It's shocking what is revealed, but it's also shocking what happens before that. Because we get reveal of something else happening with one character, and I'm like, what the frick? So this guy is gay. If you've seen it, you know. Anyway, let's get to a synopsis about Sentenced to Be a Hero. So, logistically, in a world where title of hero is treated as a punishment rather than an honor, the worst criminals are sentenced to the front lines of an endless war against the demon lords. Branded as heroes, they are forced into military service without even the mercy of death, condemned to be revived and sent back into battle forever. Among them is Xylo Forbarts, a once respected commander of the Holy Knights, now the leader of Penal Hero Unit 9004. He commands a squad of convicts considered expendable by the very nation they serve. During one chaotic mission, he encounters Tiarita, a living weapon known as a goddess, whose presence threatens to shift the balance of both the war and his own fate. As the unit is sent on increasingly dangerous operations, Xylo must balance leading his unit, surviving the battles he finds himself in, and uncovering the truth behind his own sentencing. Now, among what transpires in this series, Xylo encounters the Holy Knights, and they look at him like he's trash, and they give him dirty looks. One person that looks at him, in episode 1, mind you, which I didn't like, and I'll just let you know, things turn south for her, is Kavia. She's like the leader commander of the 13th Holy Knights. Now, some people didn't like this show. They say it's derivative. I beg to differ. I'm going to give this is shocking. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah. I'm sorry, but animation, music, world building, story, characters. It checks all the boxes, in my opinion, that it should give that rating. I mean, you could nitpick here, but there's really little to nitpick. What are we nitpicking here? Derivative? What's derivative? They're going on missions here and there and saving people and all that stuff. It's derivative? No. I don't call it being derivative. But what I will say, though, what I like about this show, say, oh, there's no story, writing is terrible. No, it's not. It's telling you a story. It's showing you something's going on behind the scenes. Because as we go further in, if you go past episode 5, by the way, you're going to get a whole lot of shocking things. Things come to light. One thing that comes to light is when they do encounter beings that are not what they seem. They're like demon blights, but they look human. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil any further, but that comes to light, and you get an explanation, and things start moving. This shit doesn't hit the fan in this show until episode 12. So I will say to people who have negative things to say about the show, if you're not going to give it a chance and at least get past episode 5, 6, or 7, then you're missing out. You're missing out. You are missing out on the craziness that is going to come forward when you get through the whole thing. Now, this Kavia person, just to let you know, episode 12 is a shocking thing for her. Because that's how I look at it. Episode 12 was more about her than about Xylo. And Xylo just, he finds something out and we have a shocking moment with him, but nothing really significant happens with him. It's mostly about Kavia. But I just like the way when you get to episode 12, this realization comes forward. And this is what I would say. I'm not going to put this on the oh my God, it's just like the best ever. No. However, it does needs to be mentioned in that bracket. I'm talking about the bracket of dark fantasy anime. Attack on Titan. I know I'm going to get hate for saying this, but you at least need to say the world building in this anime is very in the same par with Berserk. Not the same not the same level, but the same feeling. That feeling of despair. Like complete despair. Like there's no reason, no hope. There's nothing to hope for in this world. Because that's the thing. If you're in this world, you're like, that's it for you. Because it's just my opinion on it, but what you find out in episode 12 is so shocking and so real. You begin to realize then, wow, there's no point. And that's why I say it's in the same neighborhood. It's in the same neighborhood of dark fantasy shows where there's despair. Despair is very heavy. Attack on Titan, Berserk, those kind of dark fantasy shows where one wrong move and you're dead. You're dead. And there's no hope. So at least that's the way I feel on it. And I'm not going to compare Xylo to Guts. But I mean, you can't really compare him to Guts. There's no way you can, because it's not comparison. But at the same time, the world building, the characters, the way we're perceiving these characters, it's very similar to most dark fantasy shows, most dark fantasy animes. And I just found out that it's not actually a manga; it's a light novel. So, so this is an adaptation of a light novel. So that does come into play with certain other things as well. But my initial reaction, I have to give this a 10 out of 10, because I know that some people don't like it. I know on Mal it got like an 8.14, which is pretty high. That's pretty freaking high. That's just as high as freaking Kaizen. So, but overall, the way they ended episode 12 is so shocking. You just know they have to come out with a season 2. You know it's coming. But I say to people, go see it. Watch it. You have to at least watch it until episode 6 or 7. Because if you can get past those episodes that people say are derivative, then watch it to the end. Because it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off for you, in my opinion. But that's all I got for that. So yeah, that's all I have for you right now. So as far as, like I said, the spring has made itself known here. I'm debating what I'm going to do. As I said, Dorohedoro is number 1. I almost read the entire manga. I have the entire manga in my room, so I've been reading it steadily. And I think, like, after this season, I'm probably gonna have to read more and just finish the whole series. But I'll review season 2. The 2 I'm thinking about is one on Sunday, which is Wistoria, which is season 2, and another one that's going to premiere on Mondays. We'll see. I think I'm going to put a stop sign on that, though, because I do want to just keep my options open and not go too crazy with reviews. So we'll say Dorohedoro and maybe Wistoria. I don't know if I'm going to do 3. We'll see. This is Bakai 928. Go watch Sentenced to be a Hero. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Go for the long haul. Watch the entire series. It is worth it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.